Denver Broncos game day. What a freaking time to be alive, Andre.
Crazy. I mean, what a time to be alive, period. We get Nuggets forcing a Game 7 and the NFL action, which I'd forgot. Selfishly, that's always the best for us because we don't have to work because we can just watch football and the Nuggets because the Broncos aren't playing. It's the best.
Monday night football, Thursday night football, Sunday night football,
It
all
really
the
is
best.
nice. Yeah.
And to be honest, like a little bit just selfishly on my part, working those late games kind of sucks when you're at the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But
you boys at the casino today. So
global pandemic, thanks a lot. Some silver linings here and there. I'm at the casino for the games tonight.
Indeed, you are.
So, and honestly, probably all the games. Personally, I'm not going to go into that. But wow, I didn't get to say this on the Broncos podcast. So, Andre, the Broncos are back.
So beautiful.
And
so great.
It is a beautiful thing. But first, there is another football game first. So that game's coming up here any second. So we might as well give the people their money that they can win and get ready for the next game.
Might as well double your winnings while you're waiting for the Broncos to come on. And then, you know.
And the only problem with that is you and I disagree on this.
Quite a bit, yeah.
We disagree quite a bit on this game. So let's just start by going into this. It is Steelers and Giants. Mm-hmm. And both of us are very confident in one team winning this game.
Yeah.
It's the problem is that we are confident about different teams. So go ahead.
We're on opposite sides. Well, I mean, I don't believe in the Giants one bit. I don't believe in this new coaching staff, and that continuity concerns me both for Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley and the rest of that depleted offense, both on the line and otherwise. While the Steelers, really played well defensively. They're getting back their quarterback, who last time we saw Big Ben in 2018 threw for 5,000 yards. We forget that potent offense. And James Conner was a stud running back then too. So I think there are a few teams this week. Then in a couple weeks, what was a 6-point underdog will become a 12-point underdog, and the Giants are one of my prime candidates for that.
You're wrong.
Okay.
At least for the next hour, I can say that. The Giants have a healthy Saquon.
Yeah.
They have Daniel Jones. Hopefully they found a way to stretch out his fingers so he doesn't fumble every third play. But other than the fact that he fumbled every third play, he was pretty darn good. I have to give him credit. He surged early, and I was like, oh, yeah, every quarterback does well early. And then he fell off, and I was like, see, told you guys, he sucks. Uh-huh. And then it's a little easy. It's convenient to just ignore the fact that he surged back up at the end of the season. So
you're buying the surge, the late surge.
I'm hedging against my own take here, which was that Daniel Jones is going to be trash in the NFL, which so far kind of looks wrong. I'm hedging against myself here and saying that I think Daniel Jones might surge.
No.
We've got some comments here, so I do want to address them. Little too much, a little too late again. On YouTube said 2 legends, calling you guys legends.
Oh, wow. Oh, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And then
salute to you.
Said, I'm going to parlay you 2 into eternity.
Hell yeah.
Is that a good thing?
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about
Are
it.
we sure?
That's incredible.
Yes. Okay. We've got Ryan.
That's really sweet right there.
It is.
Wow.
We've got Ryan Mack saying, yo, is that hat available, Dre? I believe it is.
The good folks at Breckenridge Brewery do still sell these hats.
It's corduroy.
You can't buy this one right off my head. Well, I mean,
everyone has a price.
Everyone has a price. But I believe the good folks at Breckenridge Brewery are still selling this quality merch, yes.
And then a little too much, a little too late again said, I'm with Dre on this one. And said, RK loves him some Danny Dimes.
I actually much more love me some Saquon Barkley.
Yes.
And I also might be a little bit jaded towards Saquon Barkley because going into week 17 for me in the Madden League, he has 1,985 rushing yards.
Right. This is a Madden influence take. This is what concerns me. Do not put money on the Giants, I beg you. There might be some Saquon-inspired props, though, that I'll allow.
This is one of those things where Andre is so right about this, and then he's going to be so mad when I'm right about this.
Yeah, I mean,
make me furious.
When you mentioned that you were going with the Giants, he literally was shocked before the show.
That's why we're running a little bit late here.
Drop.
Andre needed a few minutes to gather himself. We often agree on like a lot of things.
Yeah, that's
this
right.
is as far apart as we've ever been.
Yeah, and it's me sticking to my guns, and it's you changing course, really.
To be honest, I will fully admit that there are like 17 outside factors influencing my opinion about this game, and none of them have anything to do with this game individually.
I think if we went through our rules of betting, you would be violating many.
But I just feel it. Plus 215, I like it. I think that the Steelers are overrated. The Steelers are already 6.5-point favorites over the Broncos next week.
Right, that's influencing this pick.
It might
100% influencing.
I'm annoyed by that, and I want them to be wrong. I might go ahead and just bet that right now too, just because after they lose to the Giants, it's going to come down to like 3.5. But really, this is a Saquon game for me. Certain times there's just players who are better than everyone else on the field, and Saquon Barkley is that player in this game. The Steelers do have a nice defensive line. They do have a nice linebacking group.
Yeah.
They have a chance to stop Saquon, which a lot of teams don't. But I don't know, going with my gut on this one.
You're all in on Jason Garrett calling the right plays for Saquon.
Let's just, point out the fact that I was right about my lock yesterday and I was right about my upset. If you took that plus 255 and then you put the 25% odds boost on
Remind us your upset was? Oh,
Cardinals over. That was like plus 330.
That was really good.
It was juicy.
I undervalued those injuries there, too. Because I parlayed the Niners in something, and I kicked myself for not riding with you, RK.
How about the Cardinals' defense? That was impressive.
Yeah. The Raheem Mostert touchdown was like Vance Joseph special. Like, the players are in the right place, but they're processing just a step too slow and getting burned for a big one.
Isaiah Simmons completely over-pursued the Texas route. That looked like Madden right there. Thought he was going out, and he was just wide open. That was the fastest anyone has run in an NFL game since 2016.
I believe it. He was like gone. That was insane.
I needed that for my fantasy team.
Do you have the Giants over 19.5 then?
Yeah, sure.
Steelers under 24.5? Is that the path to victory here? That's the other problem. How much do you believe in this Giants defense?
Exactly. That's a comment right here.
They don't need defense. They have Saquon.
One of our commenters says the biggest problem for me is that Giants defense. They are bad, and I 100% agree.
We don't have time for this, but Saquon would be like top 5 guys I would like to see play both ways.
Look, if you guys want to try to
Saquon at linebacker would be amazing.
If you guys want to try to bring facts into this argument, you're barking up the wrong tree.
That's
right?
true.
That's true.
I'm going with my gut.
That's true.
You can't change my mind. But the bet I feel best about here, and this one is going to get me my money back on the stupid bet on the Giants if I lose it anyway. That's Saquon Barkley over 26.5 receiving yards. As I told Andre before the game, that's just one good screen. That's all you need. Yeah. I think he should have at least 5 catches if the Giants have any idea what they're doing in this game, and probably average about 10 yards a catch. So I think he's going to double this. And
their receiving core is depleted. You would think they'll be feeding Saquon in the air pretty consistently.
I mean,
one of the best receiving backs in the league, undeniably so.
One of the best everything. Best looking, best eyes, best runner, best catcher.
Do we have a man crush here?
Best thighs?
I have
no argument.
Massive man crush on Saquon.
He's insane. I mean, I'm not denying he's insane. The Giants just haven't won anything with him. And now he's got Jason Garrett calling plays for him. Well, I maybe pay too much importance to who's calling the plays on either side of the ball. That admittedly burned me in my Vikings pick because I'm such a lover of the Garys. But no, I'm not a believer in Jason Garrett calling the plays here for them on offense. And I am a believer in Pat Shurmur, who left the Giants and I think really helped Daniel Jones and Saquon.
It's fair. Yeah. But I also had an all underdog round robin parlay last night that netted me some winning. Yeah, it did reach profitability.
That's nice.
And then you throw in the Cardinals, and upsets are big this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's week 1 of the NFL. I know, that was great.
The fight in Viscas.
That was great. Dude, how great was that?
Okay, you saw the touchdown. Did you see the catch when the dude tried to lay him out?
That's the real highlight.
That's
the Visca highlight, yeah.
Visca catches like a wheel route, so he's like looking over his shoulder. This dude tries to light him up and just goes like flying as if he ran into a force field.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Incredible. Okay, those are my 2 picks.
You didn't like Visca's celebration, though. I think I loved
You know what?
it.
I
was happy for him.
I was
That's
thinking
his
about this
first
last night, and I
one.
thought-
Got a notification. What did he do?
He just did
never
like
ended
the
up seeing it.
bowling and
You
with
know
the
what?
team.
I was thinking about this last night. I changed my take. At least at least Laviska finally got to go bowling.
there you go.
I just roasted my own buff, so I'm sorry.
Sad.
Sometimes you have to.
Sad.
Okay,
Dang.
so do you have anything else in that game?
No,
So
I
you
just
have
have
Steelers to cover.
Yeah, Steelers to cover, and I like Steelers over 24.5, and I like Giants under 19.5.
You know what's going to happen? Okay, well, you know what's going to happen is the Steelers are going to win by 3, and we're both going to lose our bets.
Oh man, that'd be classic.
Okay,
That
let's
would be
move on to
classic.
the main event here. First, I mean, if you haven't gotten on if you're watching the show and you're not on DraftKings Sportsbook,
Yeah.
I can't. What can I do for you? I'm trying to just help you. They every week just hand you free money.
Yes.
And you're saying no. I mean, look, everyone has their things.
My
but-
wife has now got on draft.
Yeah, I
she
mean-
was just done not winning money.
Exactly.
She's sick of seeing me win money. She had to get it.
Everyone's on it.
True.
Besides just if you're watching this show, maybe people are watching this show and they're new to betting.
All right.
And if that's the case, they can go watch an explainer that was posted today about betting on the spread by you. And then
that's
Andre's going to film some explainers tomorrow all about betting to try and teach more people how to bet.
First of all, if you're new to betting, welcome to the Thunderdome.
Oh my
Sports
gosh.
just got way better for you.
Yeah. No kidding.
Second of all, go download DraftKings Sportsbook, use the code DNVR, get in, sign up bonus up to $1,000, and you can get $500 on your deposit bonus, $500 first bet match. There's so many. I mean, that's just the standard stuff. Like, then you get in here. Tonight, you can bet on a first touchdown score in the Broncos game. And if they don't score the first one, but they score one later, you get your money back, which is nice.
Very nice.
So you can, go get Jerry Jeudy, find some like crazy value on that.
Yeah.
It might be worth the old college sprinkle.
That's what I was going to do. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. So go to DraftKings Sportsbook, download it, get in, use the code DNVR, get all of your deposit bonuses. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprises a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough, and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
This makes me so happy. Talking Broncos football, getting to bet on it here. We've also got European soccer back, so I can bet on stuff in the morning. It's just, I'm living my best life these days. I'm so happy.
It's a later show, so we have so many people watching and so many comments. Right before the Broncos game, Aquaman said, "Hey, some of us live in states it's not allowed," with a crying face.
Aquaman, what are you doing? Move back to Colorado. Come to the bar. What else do you need? Colorado and the casino. This casino.
If only we could set up like an exchange program where we have people at the bar placing Aquaman's bets for him vicariously,
Yeah.
But
What if we had a hotel in the bar? People could come stay here, go right downstairs, get themselves breakfast hash.
People are already asking for the DNVR bar to be in like multiple locations in Colorado, so I think we need baby steps, guys.
DNVR bar /hotel/casino.
/casino. I mean, why aren't we in Blackhawk right now?
The DNV Resort. The R, and then it goes. Yeah, that's
Love
nice.
it.
That's
Love
nice.
it. Yep. Great stuff.
Okay. The Broncos are going to play football tonight. I'm so close to cursing, it's crazy. I'm allowed to, but
I'm at a point where
scared.
we'll allow it. Yeah. We'll just add to the swear jar where if we say the wrong mascots or team cities.
Oh
we'll
yeah, I
just
didn't
add it
ever
to it.
write that down. Sorry.
It's one so far. So no worries, Allie.
Okay.
What you got?
So we start with what I believe is some of the most disrespectful line setting in the history of sportsbooks. My guy Philip Lindsay is like being treated like a second-class citizen in this football game, and I just won't stand for it. And we're all going to make money off of it. So.
Pro Bowl running back Philip Lindsay being treated as if he was some undrafted rookie all over again. It's absurd right now.
Philip Lindsay has never played a season in the NFL where he didn't get 1,000 yards.
Those are facts.
So if Philip Lindsay's name is next to it, I'm taking the bet. Philip Lindsay over 39.5 rushing yards. That is far too little.
Okay.
Phillip Lindsay over 11.5 receiving yards. That's 1 catch. Phillip Lindsay over 51.5 receiving and rushing yards combined. If you're going to win those other 2, you might as well just win this one as well.
Yeah.
I get it. I get everyone's, excited about the shiny new toy, and Melvin Gordon has like some Saquon Barkley-esque qualities in the sense that his thighs are massive, his biceps are incredible, he has dreads, he looks amazing in a uniform. I'm excited too.
More thigh talk than I thought in this episode. The over-under at thigh mentions was set at 0.5.
Would it make you feel more comfortable if I used quads instead? Is that
No. Okay, I love it. I'm all about the thigh talk. I wasn't expecting it in this episode.
You're a thigh guy as well?
Absolutely, especially Saquon and Melvin Gordon. I mean,
this reminds me of when we went to the when we went to the Senior Bowl the first year and went to the weigh-ins. We wake up at like 7 a.m. to go watch these guys stand in underwear on a stage, and I was like, this feels wrong.
Yeah,
we haven't gone back.
Our breakfast was like a Reese's trail mix.
I think there were some Krispy Kremes.
There were some Krispy Kremes, yes.
Anyways, back to the thigh talk. I get the Melvin Gordon excitement. It makes sense. And I've always been for the Melvin Gordon signing. Mm-hmm. But let's not just act like Phillip Lindsay evaporated. He's still the most explosive. Take away Courtland Sutton. He's the most explosive player on this offense.
Oh, totally.
So, Pat Shurmur's not a dummy.
And he's been incredibly efficient with a lack of touches. So, I mean, Phil's proven over and over that just with 15 touches, he's regularly going to hit the overs on all of these.
Yeah.
So, and Melvin Gordon, hasn't always been the most durable. I think they're trying to mix and match here. They're not just trying to ride Melvin Gordon like crazy.
No.
Though I will say, Melvin Gordon over 11.5 rush attempts seems like money in the bank to me. I mean,
I just have a hard time going there because when Phillip Lindsay gets hot, you can't just take him off the field.
I hadn't thought of Phil getting hot and that happening.
When Phil starts strutting back to the huddle, everyone just get the hell out of the way.
Yeah,
it's like if Michael Jordan shrugs or something. It's just give him the ball and clear the hell out. That could happen at any moment. You never know when Phil's going to start strutting around the field.
Though in that scenario, Phil puts the Broncos up 2 scores, and then in attempts to run the clock out, they just feed Melvin a little more.
We have Shane Co. in here saying mortgage payment on Broncos +3?
Okay,
we're not going that far. Also, hi, Shane.
We should mention big movement on this line. It started at Broncos -1.5, and just in the last week between the Titans adding Clowney, the Broncos losing Miller, and, Sutton being up in the air, that swung all the way to now Titans -3. I'm slightly leaning Broncos in this one just because if this is the team we saw in the final 5 games a year ago, they're going to be just fine with or without Von Miller, especially in a matchup like this with a team that is tough to beat, but the game plan doesn't need to be too exotic. You stop Derrick Henry, and then you just be cognizant of those play-action shots.
If I told you that if you bet on the Broncos, you have a 90% chance of winning that bet, would you like that?
Oh, I'd love that.
Okay, well, the Broncos, in their last 20 home openers, are 18-2, which I'm not the math magician, that's you, but I'm pretty sure that's 90%.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
So, I don't, again, you can tell me a million different things. I know that Von Miller's not playing. I know that Courtland Sutton is going to be compromised at best. Mm-hmm. I know all of these things, but I've also seen Case Keenum beat the Seahawks in the home opener.
We've seen some crazy ones.
So I'm going with that number because that's enough. 20. It's not like a small sample size. It's not like they've won their last 3. It's they've won 18 out of their last 20. And if you take, I don't know what the one loss was, if it was in week 2 or week 1, but last year's was in week 2, so it wasn't a true home opener, season opener. Mm-hmm. I think they might be 18-0 in their last 18 week 1, or not quite 18, but undefeated in this millennium in week 1 home openers.
And how does not having any home field advantage with the crowd impact that kind of? Because the Broncos, and I'll say this again, are the one team that as someone who does set his own lines, should still have a home field advantage because they're the one team you need to come and play at altitude. And that absolutely impacts you. Especially as I imagine, I think with Pat Shurmur's offense, there's going to be a little more tempo, a little more deke and dunk, and trying to really, affect opposing defenses by going quick.
I think I lost my chance to get in on Saquon. So if anyone else,
oh jeez,
yeah, you gotta get those bets in.
That's true.
We've got Shane saying sold, and then what are a few other comments? James Rate said the male form. Was
Yes.
that when you were talking about Philip Lindsay?
Male form corner. No, that was when we were talking about thighs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thigh talk. Then a little too much, a little too late again. Said, "Sweet dreams, young princes. I'll see you tomorrow in the victory wagon."
What's that song?
Chris Hill said, "Cash bets for days." And James actually also said, "As a seasoned gambler from overseas, I can tell you DK's DraftKings promotions are amazing. Very, very jealous."
Yeah, DraftKings doesn't mess around with the promotions. I'll tell you that. I accidentally just bet on the Giants twice, so let's go.
Dogs in week 1 basically went 500 in covering the spread.
Yeah, so units on that?
Yeah.
Oh, on covering.
True that.
What about the
No, actually that's
money line?
straight up.
Yeah.
That's straight up.
So that's big time units.
Jamie
Yes, it
and
is.
Connie are asking sack total for the Broncos tonight, question mark?
Okay, yeah. Oh gosh, why did I do that?
Is that probable right now?
I just had to clear out all of my props.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot that. Oh god, this is a mess.
This is why I take screenshots.
Screenshots,
yeah,
nice. I
yeah,
usually don't have
yeah.
70 bets to keep track of.
I know. I've been
like
going
you
over
do.
12. That's why having Hank on the show was kind of bad because we were loading up the slip too much.
Okay.
Do you like the under here, 41?
Because I said, 23-17 on the show on our Sunday morning. I either said 23-17 or 21-17. Regardless, that's the under hitting.
Yeah, I said 21-17 Broncos. That's an under. I'll just, for people who are new to betting,
I like the Titans under 21.5 too.
I'll just tell this. For people who are new to betting unders on your own team is not fun. And I'm all about having
true.
fun.
That's true.
So while I do
That's
think
also
it's
true.
well, I do think it's going under. I don't recommend betting the under when your own team is playing because what if Drew Lock throws 2 touchdowns to Jerry Jeudy in the first 10 minutes of the game and you're like, oh no, my under. It just sucks.
So this is one you could get behind a much more fun 18.5 over for the Broncos.
Yeah.
18.5. I think again, my target's 21-23. I think we can get that.
Yeah.
That's minus 117. Not even terrible odds.
I really like Jerry Jeudy to get a touchdown here, plus 225.
Jerry Jeudy for a touchdown plus 225. What about Jerry Jeudy first touchdown?
That's
Because that has the protection from DraftKings.
that's big money, Ryan.
That's
is
big money, huh?
Yes.
Touchdown score
1,200.
plus 1,200.
Yes.
If he scores at any time in the game, then you get that money back if it's not the first touchdown.
Boy, that sounds nice.
That does sound nice.
Might be time to put 2 units on that one. And I told you Melvin Gordon. I think we're getting the carries. One we were a little bit split on is
Pass completions over under Drew Lock 21.5.
Look, I like your thought process on the over. I just see a game that exists in which it doesn't happen.
I can see that.
In this game that I'm thinking of, the Titans get the ball first and they grind out an 8-minute touchdown drive with 7 Derrick Henry carries. And Pat Shurmur has to look himself in the mirror and say, okay, we cannot afford to go 3 and out here with 2 passes.
Yeah.
We kind of have to try and grind one out ourselves here because we can't put our defense back out there half tired trying to stop Derrick Henry. So that game is not, it's a game that you hope doesn't happen. And Vic Fangio has certainly shown an ability to know how to stop Derrick Henry. We saw it last year. But that style of game just worries me where the Broncos aren't getting killed where they have to throw the ball a bunch, but the Titans are grinding out long drives and the Broncos have to try and counter by possessing the ball. And to be honest, if Cortland Sutton's not out there,
Yeah.
their best chance of winning this game is running the ball well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's where I'm at on that.
All these rushing yard props are interesting because even Melvin's number is set really low at 42.5. And, on the Sunday morning show, our guy Zach Stevens did a segment talking about his magic number for the game. He set it at 100 yards, rushing yards for Derrick Henry as kind of the defining number for the Broncos winning or losing. Well, if you believe the Broncos win and can kind of put the clamps on Henry, you probably like the under 97.5 rushing yards.
That's really high.
Yes, it is.
I think that's like a really high number. Mm-hmm. And the truth is,
I would venture to guess that's probably the highest rush yards prop we've had all week.
The truth is the Broncos can win that under for you in the first quarter, I believe. If they're stopping Derrick Henry early and often, I don't know if the Titans have the gumption to just keep going to it and keep going to it and keep going to it. I know that Mike Vrabel wore the mask. Did you see the mask he wore? He wore a mask that said, "Please give the ball to Derrick Henry." So I like to imagine a fan sent that to him and he liked the reminder, so he put it on. Vic Lombardi tweeted out today, "What should Vic Fangio's mask say?" In my eyes, it's "Feed Phil."
I mean, Feed Phil's a motto to live by, and anyone who's lived by that motto knows it by now.
Yeah, like that's my question is like, has anyone ever fed Phil and later regretted it? I don't think that's ever happened in like history.
No, that's never happened, you guys. Now, one that's interesting, 13.5 rush yards for Drew Lock. He's gone over that 3 times in his career, right?
Over.
With those pass rushers, he'll scramble enough to get that.
Easy over.
Yeah.
Gosh, I like too many things.
I know, it's problematic. What do you think? What do you think Noah Fant's going to do with a limited Sutton and everyone else? We're all excited about what he could do in this Shermer offense. His receiving yards set at 39.5. That's one of the ones I'm a little more hesitant in. Though they're baiting you with that low number. That's pretty low. And Fant is really one of those where with
boomer
2
bust.
Receptions, he could double that.
But he's very boomer bust.
Yes, he is.
He's going to go for 85 and a touchdown or 17 on like 2 of 5 targets.
That's right.
And that scares me. I do like it, though. I think if Cortland Sutton doesn't play, and maybe even if he does limitedly, is that a word? Probably not.
You're the wordsmith.
I think that you're going to see Noah Fant line up in Cortland Sutton's position a few times. And
totally.
the 3rd and 4 slant that was going to go to Cortland.
Yes.
Maybe it's Jerry Jeudy on the other side, but it also could be Noah running that, just kind of boxing out a corner. Yeah.
That's what I like about Jeudy and Fant being your primary weapons is those are 2 guys you can move around enough because they have such diverse skill sets to where you can hunt and manufacture those matchups. They're going to be less dictated by the defense than like Sutton, who's just a big outside guy. You're going to line him up there and the coverage will determine whether or not you go his way in single or if he's doubled, you go somewhere else.
I love so many props here.
I know, it's crazy.
There's one, kind of, I don't know if this is a shot in the dark prop or, just calling your shot a little bit here.
Uh-huh.
I just don't see a way that in Jarrell Casey's revenge game, he doesn't get 1 sack.
Tannehill's mobility worries me, but I'm with you. That's more of a college sprinkle, though, than a full endorsement.
Yeah, plus 230 over 0.5 sacks.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, totally.
You just want to be able to celebrate extra because you're already stoked that he got his revenge sack, and now you have $60 extra or something in your account.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I told you I lost a lot of stuff here, so I gotta.
Okay, we went Phil, yards and touchdowns to score and win.
So the Steelers just apparently, we've got a comment right here. The Steelers just muffed a punt at the 5-yard line, and the Giants could not get the TD.
Oh, yes.
The different ranges of emotions.
Feed Saquon.
Jason Garrett, there you go.
So they got a field goal? They're up 3-0?
I have no idea. I'm just reading what we saw in a comment.
All right, I got this. Don't worry.
We'll put the game on.
How do I say your name? Ron
3-0, baby.
Pablo?
Oh, yeah, Ron Pablo.
Ron, is that how you say the first name, though?
Kinda. You're kinda getting it.
Okay.
In
Sorry,
this,
Ron Pablo.
You can get a game special, safety to be scored in the Broncos game, plus 1150.
3-0.
Sheesh. Saquon, 4 carries for 2 yards.
Not good. Not good at all.
Okay. We're all right. We're winning. That's all that matters.
You think there's a safety scored in this one?
Throw the ball to Saquon. They haven't done it yet.
I've lost, Ryan.
No safeties. Yeah, you shouldn't have updated me on a bet that I have in action.
Maybe that can speed you along then.
Can we get that on the TV?
I've been there. I can't even be mad.
Okay, so I think we... Oh, I also like A.J. Johnson over 6.5 tackles.
Oh, yeah, though the juice on that is...
Yeah, minus 157. DraftKings is telling you it's going to hit, so you might as well listen to it.
Oh, and while you still can, you can get the season prop on Jerry Jeudy touchdowns over 3.5. Like, to me, with Sutton's in, that's just automatic.
I also love over 55.5 receptions. And did I already say that I like him over 3.5 receptions tonight? I don't think I did.
Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't. We didn't get into any Jeudy props, really.
So Jeudy over 3.5 receptions, I really like.
Aside from my touchdowns, I like him to score a touchdown.
You know, I'm going to be comparing Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb a lot this season. And CeeDee last night, you know, as the third option, really, on that Cowboys offense. I think he had 5 or 6 receptions for like 65 yards. You know, nothing incredible, but it was like easy. You know, he was just there. So I think you're actually going to see the Broncos feature.
We should remember injuries at cornerback for the Titans as well. So,
right, you're going to see Jeudy featured more than I think they would do with CeeDee Lamb. So,
the
question, I'm not as bullish on over 45.5 receiving yards, but I still like it.
What's that? What's your concern?
I don't know. He's just so good underneath that I think he could eat up like, 5 or 6 receptions.
Yeah, but enough of those, you're gonna get there.
I know. That's why I said I still like it. I'm just not as much. Okay, like if you're looking, I don't know if the people are looking to put like $200 down on 27 different props. If you just like, if you
whatever
like one,
your unit is, you do you. You know.
Totally. So I had 7. I'm only up to 5 right now. I don't remember what the other ones were. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I mean.
Oh, I forgot to hit the sacks. So there's 6. There's one missing prop.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm taking the Broncos +3. I'm taking the Broncos money line. I'm taking the under, even if that's not a fun one. I'm taking Jeudy to score a touchdown, but really I'm taking him to score the first touchdown and using that boost. I'm taking the Titans under 21.5. I'm taking the Broncos over 18.5. I'm taking Drew Lock over 21.5 completions, and I'm taking Melvin Gordon over 11.5 rushing attempts. I'm taking all the Phil Lindsay props you had, and then I'm taking those 2 Jerry Jeudy props.
I found the lost bet, and it's a good way to wrap up here. Broncos money line +150.
Nice.
18-2. If anything is 18-2, I'm taking it the 21st time.
Feel the altitude, Titans. Feel the altitude.
Feel it. Like Mikko Rantanen when he had like 5-2, I'm taking it a 6th time.
That's fair.
When it's 18-2. If the 21st time doesn't happen, I'm still sleeping okay tonight. Yeah. Because I went with a 90% proposition.
I'm with you.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Philip Lindsay's name is on it. Buy it.
Truly.
And that's going to wrap it up for us on this special edition of DNVR Bets Daily. Have a great time watching the game. Can't wait to come back with you. So happy the NFL is back, and appreciate everyone who rode with us on this special edition. We'll talk to you guys later.